And we're back in Cursed Blade, man. This game has been gaining a lot of traction, especially in the dungeon world right now on Roblox. I do suggest you to check it out. I do have a basic beginner guide on my channel where I focus hardly on bows, because bows are kind of the meta in the game. And there's a YouTuber called rerolls. Big shout out to you. That made a bow build that is actually extremely viable, and I want to talk about that build. So we're gonna go in here. If you're between level 20 and 35, I think max is like somewhere along 50. I'm not entirely sure, but if you're in that realm and you suddenly see that the games are, the game is gonna suddenly become stronger and it's gonna be harder, and you have trouble finishing levels and stuff like that, then this video is for you. I'm gonna show you my equipment. I'm gonna show you the talents, because if you're getting stuck and you're not fully easily flowing into the last world, then your issue is going to be your talents, and we're going to talk about it. So first of all, let's talk about the equipment that you're going to be needing. It's nothing too special, honestly. If you take a look at it, this is like not even leveled up. This level 16, for example, level 20. This is all just stuff. It's not really anything significantly crazy, so to speak. So you can literally go with anything in your inventory that you want to wear. Anything, obviously, that's going to give you some resistance and stuff. But since you're going to be running a bow build, it doesn't really matter too much, because the bow is going to be on distance, right? So the bow does matter a little bit. You want to kind of like have it maxed out here and there in the forge. I mean, this is still level 16, so I'm waiting for a better legendary bow. But the good thing is, though, I did kind of revamp it a little bit. So I was re-rolling the affix or something it's called, right? And I got myself some magical damage on it, some physical damage. And here's the important part. You can actually skill magic and physical damage, and that will go into the bow. So the bow is actually infused with magic damage and physical damage at the same time. So you can actually skill those two and use that towards you and your advantage in your skill tree. I didn't know that. And that's what the Rockman28 channel actually taught me, and that is really, really good, and it works. It's extremely powerful. Now, you might want to use a different bow here. Frost arrow, lightning arrow, and arrow volley, to me personally, works quite well, but there are some other bows out there that have different skills, like piercing arrows, or some other bows that you can use if you like multiple strike, for example, more. You could technically use those as well, but since I have some better, some better affixes, if it's what they're called, then you can see that I actually do enjoy those as well, because we have like 30% physical damage. We also have another 8.2% on it as well. Some stun chance, some strength. So this is actually a pretty good bow. You want to go with something like that. Also take a look at your damage here. You want to have some attack. By the way, max it out as well so you get the 32%. I'm going to quickly show you how you can do that. So you're going to go over here to the forge, and you're going to go and talk to the blacksmith. You're going to forge the equipment, and if you reinforce it, you will actually see that you can like buff it up and like max it out there a little bit. And yeah, that's actually quite awesome. Anyways, I did use the forge stones. I'm pretty sure that you can maybe use some of these that actually give it a little bit of a better, increases the enforcements level by 1 till 2, and this one by 2 to 4. Maybe this does a difference. I'm not entirely sure, but I did use the forge stone, and I got myself the 32% of whatever it was on it. But the real star of the show, ladies and gentlemen, is the talent section. So if you go into the talents here, we're going to talk about what we're gonna do. So obviously, we're going to start off with Cruelty here. I already talked about that in my basic beginner guide as well. It's going to increase the armor by 10% and physical damage by 20. Really, really good. Anything that's giving us more damage, because in the later to end game, that's what you really want. You want more damage, and that's really good. Also, we have some health recovery effects by 20 recovers and 5% of damage taken over 8 seconds. Really, really good as well. Could technically go with something else here too, but I think Tennessee here makes the most sense. Of course, in the next section, we're going to go for more physical damage, which is going to be buffed by 30%. And you can see here the physical damage is also going to be buffed by 10% and the stun chance by 10%. And we also gain a little bit of movement speed. Everything else on here is kind of like not really worth looking into, at least not that I could find out. And then you're also going to gain a Fury on hit, which has a cooldown on like 0.1%, which is going to help us build some more damage if we're going to use Agile, because Agile It's really, really good. It's going to make us hit faster. So all of that makes a lot more sense. Now, in the future, if you gain more points onto it, like if I gain 70 onto power, I might actually go increases damage by 25%, increase damage by an additional 1% per point of fury. This kind of like bounces off of it very well. So the more fury we gain, the more damage we're going to get. So the fire armor is definitely going to be the next thing that I am going to be slotting into to do more damage. And that's actually going to be the next level because we're going to get another 3 points into power then. Let's go into Agile. There's a lot more that you can do in Agile as well. Reduces the attack movement penalty by 3%, gain a stack of swiftness, which is really good. And also here with Vicious, you're going to gain another 15% increased damage to enemies affected by elemental effects, which is really good by the bow as well, because the bow uses elemental damage for that as well. Then we have Frenzy. It increases maximum focus by 3 and has a 10% chance to gain extra focus. I am not at this stage really sure what focus really does, but it might actually raise his damage or, you know, some speed and like, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. I just copied the build, but it kind of makes sense, you know. Increases attack speed by 5% with, you know, gain 1 stack of swiftness after attacking. So again, we have faster draw, more damage, really good for the bow. And then again, here we have another increased maximum swiftness by 3. So it all kind of combos off of each other here a lot. Haven't gone for anything in here yet, but yeah, let's go to the wisdom tab. The wisdom is really important. It's going to give you obviously more damage. We want more damage. Gain 5% more bonus magic damage. Increases the mana cap by 3. That is all self-explanatory. Same goes for the skill speed because we're using skills initially with the bow as well. Increases crit chance by 3%. Increases magic damage by 30% after a critical hit. So we're kind of like trying to bounce off a little bit yeah, with some crit damage, so to speak. We're kind of like trying to build the crit damage, and that kind of combos off different things here as well. Gain 1 mana on kill, which is really good as well. The siphon, so the more you kill, the more mana you are going to gain here as well. And that is also, here's another nice combo. It increases the crit chance by 5%, and it also increases crit damage by 15% on non-critical hits. So that also just basically makes us crit more. Increases crit chance by 5% here as well, and crit damage by 15 on critical hits. So either way, if we're going to crit or not, we're going to just increase damage, and that's just really, really, really good as well. Another thing that I would go for maybe is Echo. Increases magic damage by 30% after applying burn. If you have skills that use burn, it could make technically sense. But another thing that's also really good is increases damage by 30% and reduces skill speed by 5%. I don't really mind losing 5% on it in exchange for 30% skill damage. So that is also something that you could look for in the future as well. And then anything that really, I mean, look at this one, increases damage by 50% after using a skill. Storm power looks absolutely broken here. Really, really interesting. And I'm pretty sure you can do some crazy, crazy stuff with this as well. And you can do some more combos. Applies 80% additional burn stacks if you're really going to go for a burn build here, especially comboing off of this one as well. There's a lot of potential. But what we got here going on right now, it's actually really, really solid. And I'm pretty sure that this is something that you can use to utilize to actually do some more damage with it in the future as well. It worked. You know, you kind of do want to move a little bit here. Again, you know, you want to move a lot, and you know, like, you know, little hit, move, dash, move, stuff like that. But it doesn't really matter, because even if you die, you don't really lose out on anything. Right now, I'm just really trying to look for better gear. The ice arrows as well, they're phenomenal. They do a lot of damage. Same goes for the R move. You can see it right here. They're just getting slapped, and it's kind of not even funny anymore. You can see them losing so much health, and you're like building the frenzy here around you. You can see the frenzy happening with all of the kind of, oh no, I completely, well. Look at the legendaries just like kind of like almost vanishing here. This is insane. Oh. The only thing that I really don't like is the auto aim in this game. I don't know if you can turn it off. I gotta check this in a second, because the auto aim seems to be really annoying because it doesn't really go where I want it to go. This is a flaw that I figured. I just gotta wait. Hold on. Can we turn off auto aim? One click. There's no turn off of auto aim. All right. But as you can see, it works, man. It works, and it does a lot of damage. Like, I'm really happy with the build, because before I wasn't able to clear it, and now they are literally dropping like flies. It's insane. This build is so good. This is a meta build for sure. And if I haven't even really focused on getting like good bows or like good inventory. Oh, what did we find here? We got a hat. That might be interesting. We might want to check that out in a second. But yeah, this just kind of like melts people, and I'm pretty sure this is not even like the best build in the game yet. But I'm pretty sure that you can do much more with that. You know, I'm pretty sure like this stuff seems extremely strong, extremely powerful. And that kind of like made me be interested in the game again, because I was kind of like losing a little bit of, hope, because I was like, man, I don't really know what to do with my builds here and there, like really not really that good anymore. And then I, got across that video, and now everything makes sense, because I didn't know that you were able to mix magic damage with physical damage. I thought that magic damage was legitimately restricted to the staff alone, going into the magician's class here. But apparently not. I was wrong, and I'm glad that I was wrong, because that video really showed me that, that there are other ways, ladies and gentlemen. There are other ways. This is absolutely meta. This is a really, really powerful way when you get stuck. And I'm pretty sure that if I sit down with this and like continue leveling this and like getting a little bit deeper on the lore here as well, I'm pretty sure that I will come to find out that there's going to be some more stuff going on, and I'm pretty sure that I can make these builds even stronger and even better for the future, for some future content. I really hope that this game is going to get more traction even than already it already has. I really hope that this is going to go further and further and further. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a, technically I stole this a little bit of that YouTuber, so I'm gonna make sure to, mention him enough. But on the other side, I also explained, I hope I explained a little bit where things make a little bit more sense. Maybe bringing it to a wider audience, can't tell you yet. But thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Trust me, I have original ideas as well. I don't usually just go around stealing other people's builds. I don't do that usually. But it just made sense to me so much, so I just wanted to double share it, But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you guys enjoy the game on its own. Like, just have fun with the game, because the game is fun, especially if you learn a little bit more, get a little bit deeper on how and the whys of things. But sometimes even I have to look at some other guides sometimes if I don't know what to do, That happens. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.